Greetings, fellow watchers and racers. Welcome to the very first ever Battle of Beetles video of the 66 race that took place at the Northern Isles Speedway. This took place on a particular date, but I am just now checking to see how this will work, to see how it will sound. But at the beginning of this race, we have, let's go through the field. We have DAF 49. We have WRL. Oh, hold on. The race has started, and we will pause it. Tell you what, we will pause it right there so we can go through the field. But let's see if maybe we can go through the field. We may not be able to go through the field because when you go through the field trying to walk it through like this, you'd have to know who everyone is. And of course, since we can't do that, we'll have to get out of here and go right here. Now, this commentary may absolutely just not be as good, but what we're doing at the moment is just testing this to see how the video recording would work. So we'll pause it right here and we'll go through the field. Let me see. On the pole, we have DAF 49. Second place, we have your host, WRL Podium 13. Bringing up third place is Schizogen. We will not pronounce this name, and he has now since changed it because he was instructed to do so. Let's just say it that way. But we will call him Moo Foo Beast. Then in fifth place, we've got M. Rosa, 12. And then number 6, we have from the UK, Blue Flyson, another UK driver. We have Jim V, 1976. From Finland, we have Balakis. From Brazil, we have W. Ilker, 88. And rounding up the top 10, we have Dyko Bub. I used to call him Dyko Bub, but at the moment I still don't know exactly how to pronounce his name, but that is the field that we have. So let's go ahead and start this race and get it underway. This is a strange angle that we have here because you can't really see how the race progresses or takes off because this is just in the oddest spot. If you really want to get up there, you'd have to change the view and go here and go and do yourself like a bit of a pause, and then you could go maybe, well, see, as you can see when you, the way the replay system works on Gran Turismo, you can go in here to this particular section here. You can walk through the mode. And as we called out all the different players, we can go and take a look at the different liveries. This is the first ever Battle of Beetles livery. It was designed by Schizogen. It has a big face on the front. And I think, let's take a look. Let's go up. It has Spotify on the back. And let's go down. Wait. There we go. We go down. And we've got Battle of Beetles on the back. That is the very first Battle of Beetles that we have right there. And there's your host in his self-designed, your host, me, WRL Podium 13, in his Looney Tunes Beetle. And as I said before, it looks like those guys in the front, they really got themselves off to a giant jump forward. As we move back, I don't know who this is because I can't remember exactly who it was, but that's the next vehicle in line. I believe that is Blue Flyson, although I'm not absolutely sure. I do know that is Mufu Beast right there. That's Mufu Beast because he designed that livery. He is a good livery designer. He hasn't been around with us for a while. That might be Jim 1976V. I'm not exactly sure. And as we move further back, we also have, now that's Wilker 88. I remember because we actually did a race together and actually did a video with him. I don't know exactly who that is, but I think bringing up the rear because he's still back there is Dyko Bub. And he also designs liveries himself. So as we have taken ourselves through the field, we can now exit this particular, we've gone through the field and also looked at some liveries. We can now go through the field and take a look at this particular race. As we move forward, we had we had DAF 49, we had Schizo, WRL 13, M. Rosa, Blue Flyson, that's Mufu Beast, that's M. Rosa, that's Blue Flyson, that's Jim 1976, that's Wilker, that's Balakis in that particular Beetle right there with that livery from Finland, and that's Dyko Bub. But as we go through the field, this was a short 10-lap race. The whole idea behind this was try to make the races go by as quickly as possible as not to waste so much time. We have DEF 49, and we will have a three-way battle up here, but as you can see, if we look at the particular telemetry that we have here, we have only 4 gears, and the reason that we only had those 4 gears at that, the reason why we have 4 gears at the time is because it was a BOP race, and as you can see, the first 3 cars have broken away, and as we move further back through the field, your host WRL Podium is in 3rd place as these 3 vehicles have broken off. And coming up forward, we've got Mufu Beast. He said himself that he wasn't the best driver, but he is holding 4th spot. Then we have ourselves another battle between Flyson and Rosa and Gem 1976. And then we come to the back, we've got Balicus, we've got Wilker, and we've got Dayoka Bob, or Daiko Bob, I'm not exactly how to pronounce that. As you can see, someone right there was getting a bit squirrely, and I assumed that that was Schizo, because that's, of course, what happens on this particular track. This car is not the best of the handlers in the particular racing of this particular Battle of Beetles series. You would get more of that with the next Beetle that we drive, which is the Group 3 Beetle. But since this is the very first Battle of Beetles, we've got ourselves another battle going on over here. We've got ourselves 2 packs. DEF 49, Schizo, and your host WRL Podium are running neck and neck and neck, or maybe necessarily 1, 2, and 3. Not necessarily neck and neck and neck and neck, but they're running 1, 2, 3. Your host WRL Podium is going to come and try to make a move on the inside of Schizo. It looks like he's coming up there, because you have to be very careful trying to handle this kid. They're coming around that particular turn. I don't know exactly what that turn is called, but it looks like your host WRL Podium is coming up, and he has now moved into 3rd place, which now 2nd place, which moves Schizo back down to the 3rd place spot. As we move forward back, we have Mufu Beast, our livery designer. We don't see him that much these days anymore, but he's still a member of the group. I think his new name is now Arizona Apocalypse. And as we move, we looks like we have ourselves our first spinner, ladies and gentlemen. We have to get back and go and see who that is. That was Wilker 89. That was Wilker 88. We're trying to get to him, but for some reason, the game won't let me go and select his name. It keeps switching over behind him. Now we've got back. We can go and take a look and see what happened. Let's go back here a couple of times. Let's ride with him and see what happened back here. As they were coming around this particular turn, it looks like Wilkie came over. Let's get in this car and get behind him and look at it from this particular view. Looks like he's got a bit of a tap from the back. He got a bit of a tap from the back. Oh, it looks like that's exactly what happened. We have to go back and check it again. It looks like as Daiko Bob was coming up, he got himself a little tap. Nope, he didn't touch him. Daiko Bob didn't touch him. We have to go back and check that again. It looks like Wilker just basically came around. His car got a little loose. He drifted up the track as he was trying to make a turn. It does look like the car behind him got a bit of a tap. We'll have to go back and take a look at that again from this particular angle and see if maybe he got tapped. Let's see, did Wilker get tapped? Nope, he never got tapped. He never got tapped. He just looks like his car gets a little bit of loose here as he's coming around trying to make the tap. Yeah, he gets a little loose, moves up the track, can't handle the car, and it looks like he drives Blue Flyson into wall, and it makes it so that Blue Flyson is now running in 10th spot. As we get ourselves back here, we've got Daiko coming up, and it looks like Daiko is DEF 49. DEF 49 has now lapped. He has now lapped. He just lapped Blue Flyson, and it looks like he's also about to lap. Let's go back and take a look at that. Yep, it looks like he also lapped Wilker. Wilker is not necessarily doing the fastest speeds there. He's only doing 62 miles per hour, and it looks like Dav is doing 74. And of course, your host WRL 4013 is coming up in 2nd spot. Schizo is still strong in 3rd. Mufu Beast is still running 4th. Rosa is running 5th. And we got ourselves a 4-car battle here. We got ourselves a 4-car battle here. Look at this. Daiko is moving up to 6th place. Jim 1976 is right behind him. And we've got Wilker back himself in the back. And Blue Flyson, who has continued to run the race regardless of the fact that he himself got around, which is now these two cars are now a lap down. As we're coming up on the 8th lap now. As we move back up to the front, we still have it where Daffy is strong. And it looks like Schizo has now come back. and taking second place from your host, WRL Podium 13. These two may be trying to have themselves a bit of a battle. What exactly will happen here as we are coming up and have just now started the 10th lap? We've got DAF 49, sorry, we've got DAF 49 out front. We've got Skid Circle in second. We've got still running by himself. But this is the last lap. We've got ourselves a battle back here with Jim Rosa in 1976. Following him, we have Daiko, and we've got Balacus as we move back to the front. We've got that battle going on with DAF 49. And look who's going to come across. As we move that back, we'll watch that again. Obviously, we just saw the DAF 49, but let's go take a look and see how these cars come across this particular line on the final lap. And there we go. That is the first Battle of Beetles finish, which was won by DAF 49. Coming in second spot, we had Schizo, who was able to make himself around your host, WRL Podium 13. But it looks like for his namesake, your host, WRL Podium 13, was able to hold his own and finish off with third place. Coming around here, we have Mufu Beast. And we're hoping that the video will last long enough to allow us to see everybody come across the line. We've got Mufu Beast. We've got Ambrosa. I don't know. It may not happen. We may have to stop and just go through the field and assume how this race ended because we may not be able to see it. But it looks like it looks like we got ourselves a nice little battle going here. Let's creep it forward, because the video is about to run out as I keep my eyes on it. But it does look like Rosa will come across the line in the 5th spot. Relatively close finish with Daika Bub coming up in 6th. Jim 1976 coming up in 7th. And Balacus. Balacus is our designer of the Battle of Beetles logo. And that is, of course, a story in itself. But as we can see, as we round out the top 10, it looks like Wilker would finish 9th. Yes, because the checkered flags have gone. The checkered flags has put itself beside these particular two racers, and that's how we round out this particular first Battle of Beetles with Blue Flyson coming in 10th place, a lap down. Well, that was probably not the best of commentaries, but as you can see, this is the way the very first Battle of Beetles took place. As the video goes off and we bring ourselves back to the main screen here. So with that in mind, that was the very first Battle of Beetles. I decided to kind of go through it and do a little bit of a highlight to make it a very specific video for this particular race. Although there is a very long highlights on the channel, I just decided to go through and give a test little video to see if maybe I can do this after a Battle of Beetles is over. I can sit down and we can watch and go through and see what happens with that particular race and how it took place. But that was the very first Battle of Beetles. And as you can see, that race took place on 9/21, September 21st, 2019. That is when that race took place. So that was the first Battle of Beetles. I hope that at the very least with this first video review that I'm trying to start making videos now, that you enjoyed that Battle of Beetles race. And this is your host, WRL Podium 13. If you like the video, hit a thumbs up. If you'd like to participate in the Battle of Beetles, get with us. We have a driver community, which is called the Battle of Beetles Drivers Lounge on Gran Turismo. You can always go there and take a look around and join that particular community on PlayStation Network and get future updates about when the next races will take place. But this is your host, WRL Podium 13, with the very first, again, 1966 race of the Battle of Beetles that took place on September 21st, 2019. With that said, I'm going to end this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day.